Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Daivasura Sampad, Vibhaga Yoga, chapter 16, verse 1. We have already seen 6 Deivi Sampads. That is 1, fearlessness; 2, purity of mind; 3, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi; 4, Dana; 5, Dhamma; 6, Yajna; 7, Swadhyaya. So we have seen 7. Now the 8th one. Eighth one is Tapas. Tapas Sampad. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, any discipline undertaken with prayerful attitude for the purpose of self-control is tapas. Observing Ekadasi, daily morning prayer. In a way, with all humbleness I can say, we are reading daily one sloka of Bhagavad Gita. That is also tapas. So, they are all undertaken for the purpose of self-control. Some of the disciplines are very easy to observe and some are extremely difficult. For a person who continuously eats, so Ekadasi will be extremely difficult. So some are easy, some are difficult. Tapas is voluntarily undertaken by the devotees or the disciples or the seekers for the purpose of mental maturity. Swami Dayananda Saraswati quotes Adi Shankara, who says, practicing various disciplines at the body level, backed by control of sense organs. That is tapas. But Adi Shankara has not elaborated more here. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Adi Shankara has not elaborated tapas more here because it is taken again in chapter 17. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Then Swami Chinmayananda says, it is self-denial at the body level. The seeker reduces his indulgences in the outside world. He gains more energy and applies that energy for the purpose of self-development. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. That is, you don't waste your energy. Conserve your energy and use it for self-development. Tapas. That is for attaining the goal. That is tapas. Saint Thiruvalluvar wonderfully given 10 verses for tapas under the heading Davam. Directly translated, tapas, when it is directly translated, it is Tavam. Davam. I'm not going to give all the verses, but definitely a few verses we need to see. 1. உற்றநோய் நோன்றல் உயிர்க்குறுகன் உயிர்க்குறுகன் செய்யாமை அற்றே தவத்திற்குரு. உற்றநோய் நோன்றல் உயிர்க்குறுகன் செய்யாமை அற்றே தவத்திற்குரு. That is, he says, the one who endures all the sorrows, whatever it is that comes to him, either at the physical level or at the mental level, he is performing tapas. Whatever sorrows comes. Then he also says, further, that person will not do any harm to others. Generally, when we are happy, we don't do any harm to others. But when we are in difficulty, to overcome that difficulty, even we will be ready to destroy the entire world. But this person is not like that. That is what he says. Then the second verse, he says, சுடச்சுடரும் பொன்போல் ஒளிவிடும் துன்பன் சுடச்சுட நோர்க்கிருப்பவர்க்கு. சுடச்சுடரும் பொன்போல் ஒளிவிடும் துன்பம் சுடச் சுடரும் பொன்போல் ஒளிவிடும் துன்பம் சுடச் சுட நோக்கிருப்பவர்க்கு. That is, when you heat the gold becomes pure and bright. The more you heat when you give your jewelry to a jeweler, he puts it on fire. So the purity comes out, and that is glittering purity. Similarly, the one who does tapas, whatever sorrows or difficulties comes to him, whatever it is, he will be shining more because he is facing those difficulties. His real character, nature comes out. I can give the best example, Bhagavan Rama. You take his life. Throughout his life, maybe 12 years he would have lived happily. From the time Vishwamitra took him to the forest, from that time onwards till the end, even after the end, he suffered a lot. But he is a shining example for all of us in this world. So Bhagavan Ram. Similarly, he says, Chudak chudarum ponbol olividum, tumbam chudak chuda norkirpavar. More the difficulty, more the shining for that person. For the person who is doing tapas. Then another one. Tannuyir தானரப் பெற்றானை ஏனைய மண்ணுயிரெல்லாம் தொழும். The person who does tapas, by that tapas, he removes his mamakara and ahankara. Tannuyir தானரப் பெற்றானை. He lives, I am not the person. His entire, this thing has gone. If somebody's mamakara and ahankara is gone, the I and mine is removed, then the entire world will naturally worship. That is what he says. Tannuyir தானரப் பெற்றானை ஏனைய மண்ணுயிரெல்லாம் தொழும். Then the next one. கூற்றம் குதித்தலும் கைகூடும் நோற்றலின் ஆற்றல் தலைப்பட்டவர்க்கு. That is, if you are performing tapas, tapas is what? Atma Shakti. The entire energy, complete energy you are gaining, Atma Shakti. Because of that Atma Shakti, you will face Lord Yama, the god of death, without fear and with a smiling face. Arey, come. What is that? We all fear. When death means everybody fears. He wins over death. That is what he says. Kutram gudittalum kaikudum நோற்றலின் ஆற்றல் தலைப்பட்டவர்க்கு. Then the next one is இலர் வளராகிய காரணம் நோற்பார் சிலர் பலர் நோலாதவர். What is the reason for success in any field? Any field you take, இலர் பலராகிய காரணம் நோற்பார் சிலர் பலர் நோலாதவர். That is, only a few people can do tapas. Many cannot do. Norpar silar, noladavar palar. Many cannot do tapas. That is why in any field, if you want to achieve success in any field, you must do tapas. That is you have to put your energy in that field, towards that field. That is what Thiruvalluvar says. Swami Vivekananda asks, was there anything you did not get in this world which you really wanted? It could not be, he says. Again, I am not going to give the entire thing given by Swami Vivekananda. Bits and bits, wherever I can take a little, I am giving. So he gives a small story. So once a disciple went to a master and asked, Master, I want to see God. Then the master said, my child, if you desire after God, definitely God will come to you. But the disciple did not understand. I don't understand, master. That is what he said. One day both went to the Ganges, Ganga Mata, to take bath. The master said, okay, you take bath, plunge in. So the disciple put a dip. The moment he put it deep, the master held his head under the water. And that fellow was trying to come out. Master did not leave his head. He was holding it with a force. Then the boy struggled a lot. The last final moment he was about to give up, the master removed his hand. Immediately that fellow came out. Then the master asked, "My child, how did you feel about the desire for breath? Did you have that?" Then he said, "Oh my God, what you have done to me?" That kind of a thing he said. Then the master said, "You must have that kind of desire for God. So have that kind of desire, so you shall see the God." That is what the master said. That is, the effort should be, I must get it. That must effort should be there. That without which we cannot live must come to us. If it did not come to us, life could not go on. That type of a living you should. Swami Vivekananda says, he who desires for a comfortable, nice and cool life, and at the same time wants to realize the self, is like the fool who, wanting to cross the river, caught hold of a crocodile, mistaking it for a big wood. Unto him comes everything, who does not care for anything. So, if you want to lead a comfortable life, happy life, bodily, enjoying everything, cool, AC, car, everything you enjoy, and then you want to realize God, that is not possible. You cannot realize the self, he says. The more the comfort, the less will be your effort. That is what I think he says. Then live for an ideal. This is the point. Live for an ideal. And that one ideal alone. So you take an ideal, you live for that ideal. Let it be so great, so strong, that there may be nothing else left in the mind. No place for anything else. No time for anything else. That is tapas. You take an ideal, live for that ideal. No, nothing should be there in the mind. No place for anything else. No time for anything else. He says, he quotes another example. He says, how some people give all their energies, time, brain, body, and everything to become rich. He wonders. They have no time for anything, including breakfast. Early morning they get out. Whole day they are working. Tremendous effort. He's not criticizing. He says, he takes that as an example. This shows one can have the same amount of energy and struggle if one can have it for money, for an ideal, whatever be your ideal. So that ideal should be so great and so strong. In the same way, why we should not put forth, he is asking, in the same way, why we should not put forth 1,000-fold more strength and energy to acquire that which never fades, by which remains with us for us. Which remains with us for us. That self. You want to realize the self, why don't you put 1,000-fold more energy and strength to realize that? That is tapas. Struggle is, he says, Swami Vivekananda says, struggle is the great lesson. It is through that we pass. If there is any road to heaven, it is through hell. Through hell to heaven is always the way. That is what he says. This tremendous determination to struggle, 100-fold more determination than that which you put forth to gain anything, which belongs to this life, is the first great preparation, he says. So tapas is required. You must have that to put your entire strength and energy in that process. That is tapas. You should be ready to struggle. Not a comfortable, whenever I am cool and this thing I will read something. No. You must put your whole body, mind and intellect towards it. That is what he says. I think, after reading everything, I am concluding it. I think all disturbances that happens to body, mind and intellect should be shunned to achieve the goal. That is tapas. Entire thing is concentrated towards one thing. The beauty of tapas is, it is a beauty. Both devas and asuras will try to disturb the tapas. If you want to sit for tapas, both devas and asuras will disturb. Devas will disturb because they don't want somebody to enter heaven. Already it is crowded. This fellow is also trying to come to heaven. So they will try to disturb you. Suppose if you go to the airport, uh, people keep their luggage next to them in their seat. In the seat, if there are two seats, one fellow will sit and he will keep the another luggage in his seat. The reason is he is a good person. He is not a bad person, but he does not want somebody to sit there. So he will keep this luggage, and he will open his laptop and he will not see anybody fellow, any other fellow. You may be roaming around for a seat. Similarly, Devas also, they don't want anybody to enter heaven. Another nuisance fellow is coming. So they will try to give as much hurdle as possible to disturb your tapas. Asuras, they will also disturb you. They will try to disturb you in your tapas. Why? Because they don't want to lose anybody. One in the crowd will get out. No, if you become a good person, you will not be a asura. Then you will become devas. So you are increasing the strength of devas. So they don't want you to get out of their community. So they will try to disturb you as much as possible. So tapas is the most difficult thing. So performing tapas is not an easy task. Both asuras and devas will disturb you all the time. But you must have the body level strength to ignore your body difficulties. Mind and intellect also, you should, because all types of problems will come. You should leave everything and focus on the goal. That is realization of the self. That is what I think. Next to Deivi Sampad, Arjapam, we will see tomorrow. Verses 1, 2, 3 again.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Dhamascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastabharjavam Agimsa Satyam Akrodham Tyagashantirapayshunam Daya Bhudeshvaloluptvam Mardhavam Hrirachabalam Tejashamadhrudishaucham Adrogo Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Deivim Abhijadasya Bharatam.
Hari Om, Sarvam Krishnarpnamastu.
Narayana 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 Narayana